Thank you guys. I'm excited. Preparing for today was a little tough for me because I am a speak from the heart kind of person. And so that's why I changed it this morning. I'm like, I'm not doing the whole note thing. I want to share with you guys what I have learned over the last 6 years and try to provide some hope to all of you that you can share with others on how we can maybe get our bodies a little healthier, and especially in today's world. So I'm going to just share. I know most of you I do know, some of you I don't know real well. So I'm going to share a little bit about me. I'm Amy Simon. I do live in Beechwood. I will be 58 years old this summer. I'm the mother of two daughters, 29 and 26, soon to be a grandma. I'm married to my husband, Andy. And we actually found Omnutrition back in September of 2014. I was working out at the Wilds out in Chagrin Falls. It's an assisted living community, part of the Montefiore system. And we were having an ice cream social for our residents. And I woke up every single day of my life, I swear to God, until I found the company creating ice cream and French fries every day. And years ago, Weight Watchers taught me how to get that in and count the points. Because at the time when I found over this ice cream social, I was looking to lose weight again, and had no idea that I had been doing it wrong for so many years. So when Omnutrition was introduced to me by a coworker, I kind of thought it was kind of a little hokey. My husband really thought it was hokey. But as soon as I delved into it, I realized what I had found. So weight loss was why I found it, but it became so much more. We are a 30-year-old health and nutrition company. Now, I'm not here to talk to you about Omnutrition. I just wanted to kind of give you a background of how I got so into health and nutrition. Growing up, my mother was a pretty healthy mom. As far as the meals that she served us were always balanced with our protein, our veggies, and a starch. So I thought they were healthy. We didn't have any junk food in our house. We were never allowed to have prepackaged cookies. Oh my God, that was like a no-no. We always had, she would make the Tall House chocolate chip cookies. That was it. It was a big deal. Once in a blue moon, we could get ho-hos in that house. But we really ate pretty healthy. And then when I went on to, get married and have children, of course, I pretty much copied what my mom did. And I thought that I had prepared healthy meals. And I would say that they weren't unhealthy. But when I found what I'm doing now with Omnutrition and learning it ultimately got the weight off that I wanted. But at the same time, it taught me a lifestyle change. And I realized how much of what I was doing was, I don't want to say wrong, but it wasn't right. So in other words, our bodies are machines. So think about your car. If you don't have oil in your car, if you don't have all the fluids that you need, your car's not going to run right? Same thing with your body. If you don't have all that your body needs, your body's not going to run right. Your body needs a foundation. And it needs a good foundation. So it needs good nutrition. And how do we go about getting good nutrition in our bodies? There's a couple different things. You can eat healthy. You can make some good choices with lean meats, proteins, things like that. Good vegetables, lower in sugar vegetables are my first priority. So like what's a higher, like your peas and your beans are, not that they're bad for you, but those are higher in carbs. Your fruits, your bananas, cherries, grapes, watermelon, pineapple, those are higher in sugar. Not that they're bad for you, but a lot of times our bodies don't like those sugars. Okay, it's still a sugar, even though it's a natural sugar. Well, I never knew that before. So these are the things that it's taught me over the years on why do we sometimes not feel energized? Why do we sometimes feel lethargic? Why do we not sleep well? Why are we not able to function clearly? Because your body doesn't have the nutrition that it needs. It doesn't mean I'm not here to say to all of you that you're eating poorly, because I'm sure many of you are not. But if you don't have the proper nutrition, you just don't function as well. And I did not know that until when I got on this role. And so initially it was two of our products. It was to weight loss and for better night's sleep, because I was 52 years old at the time and I was not sleeping well because I was starting all those changes. But as I started to incorporate better supplements in my body, and I started to realize that I don't have to be tired all the time. I don't have to feel blah. I can feel good every single day. And that's what it taught me. It taught me that before I found what I found, and I would every year I would get on this kick, like I'm sure a lot of you do too. You know, you make that New Year's resolution that you're going to get on, you're going to start taking vitamins. We did that, and guess what? It would last a few days, and they'd make me so nauseous and sick to my stomach that they'd stayed in the cabinet, and that was it. Well, why is that? Because there's so much junk, but we don't know that. We don't realize that. So our body's not getting the nutrition that it needs from most supplements. And again, I want you guys to do your research. Again, it's not about me here selling my products. It's about the passion that I have and realizing that you think that you're taking something good, but you're not. And that in turn can make you feel worse. And when your body doesn't have those good nutrition, your immune system is not there because it can't fight the fight, right? It just can't fight when it doesn't have the tools that it needs, just like your car. Go back to thinking about your car. I always use that. I think it's a great example because if you didn't have oil, your engine wouldn't run, right? If you didn't have windshield washer fluid and it's snowing and you need it, it's not going to clean your window, right? That's how it is. So I want to share a story with you guys and why I became so passionate. 13 months after I found Omnutrition, and my husband and I had both done the program, and we're having these great supplements in our body and really getting our body nutritionally sound. Andy was diagnosed with brain cancer. He was diagnosed with the glioblastoma, which is the grade 4. They're all glioblastomas are grade 4. It's the most deadliest of brain cancers. We had been married for 6 years at the time, right? 2 years, sorry. It was 3 years. Anyways, and I was like, oh my God, what is going on? It's the deadliest of brain cancers. I knew about it. I worked in healthcare. I knew it was a death sentence. So we fast forward, because I'm not going to fill you up. He's amazing. He can come here and you can see him. A lot of you know him. He's doing amazing. So don't get scared and everything. But what I want to share with you is that was 13 months after we had found Omnutrition. So now we've got these healthy supplements, good eating, good clean foods in our body, right? And we go through the process. He has a craniotomy. He has the mass removed. Then we're involved in a clinical trial from UH. And the first thing I did is, even though I knew that I had something good, you can't help but be a little skeptical, right? Because where did this brain mass come from a man that never had a cold? Where did this come from? So it did not come from my supplements. It did not come from the foods that we were eating, but you can't help sometimes but think that. So what did Amy Simon, do? I brought my whole bag of supplements to his neuro-oncologist because I'm a little neurotic, in case some of you didn't already know that. And I wanted her to reassure me. And so she did. And the first thing she did is took our vitamin supplement and looked at it, and she's shaking her head. And I'm like, oh God, what did I do to my husband? She goes, I've never seen anything this good in my life. So of course I could calm down. Okay, so fast forward, he's still part of a 60-month clinical trial with UH. He's been off of treatment it'll be 4 years in September. He's doing amazing. He has, thank you, Yolanda, thank you. He is doing absolutely incredible. There is no doubt that this clinical trial is amazing. There's no doubt that our team of doctors and researchers and everyone that we're part of, I mean, we went to New York City 2 years ago in May with Katie Couric. We were up on the big stage. I can show you guys. If you ever want to see the video, let me know. I have it. They filmed us here. We live at the Village in Beechwood, and they filmed us to show. And it was in this big, where were we, Andy, at the, the Park Plaza in New York, big screen. There's Amy and Andy Simon. We are very proud of what we've done and all of the research that we've helped with. But I attribute a lot of it to good nutrition, because to fight the fight that he went through, there is, and his clinical research nurse, who I joke is my boyfriend, he said there is no doubt that your body, he had 3 different types of chemo, what he went through is unbelievable. And I'm not saying that no one else has been through these things, but he's the only one. He was 4th in the country to complete the clinical trial. He was the only one that was able to complete the entire treatment process. Now, this is my belief and our belief that it's because his body was nutritionally sound. So how does that play a part in today's world and what we're going through, right? We went through a lot. We're here to talk about it. We share it all the time. We're big advocates. You guys, proper nutrition is so important. And what we're going through right now with the coronavirus, there's no cure, there's no vaccine, there's no nothing. There's nothing that I can sit here and say to you today that is going to absolutely prevent any one of us, and I hope to God that none of us do, or no one that we know, but in my heart of hearts, I truly believe that protecting your body with good nutrition and good supplements is key. Good nutrition is not going to only come from food. I don't care what anyone says. I actually read an article, and let me see if I can pull up. It says it was all about like the 11 most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. Well, you've got some that we eat. Okay, blueberries. I know most of us eat blueberries. A lot of us eat shellfish and things like that. But then you have liver on there and sardines. I don't know. My mother still eats sardines, I think. But, you know, I don't know many of us that are eating liver and sardines, right? So it says that if you want lots of nutrients without many calories, the most obvious strategy is to take dietary supplements. I saw that. I'm like, that's what I say all the time. But it was right here in writing, and I saw it. But not everything on the internet is true anyways. I guess my point is, you know, doing the proper research, doing what you need to do to find out what your body needs. I will share with you that I don't know if you guys can see this, but titanium, oh, probably not because of the way I have it. Titanium dioxide. If you look at some of your supplements that you may have in your cabinet, even Advil and Tylenol and things like that, you will see in the other ingredients, you will see titanium dioxide. Google it. It's used as a filler in white paint. I know, Emily, right? You guys, this is a problem, and this is why supplements are not all created equal. And that is why a lot of times when we take supplements, we don't feel anything from them, and we're not giving our body, we're actually doing more harm to our bodies than good. So do your research, make sure you're doing good supplements, you're eating good, clean foods. You know, several years ago, well, more than several years ago, but when all that hype came out about the fat-free and the low-fat, and we all ran to it because that's going to be the end-all. We're all going to lose weight, we're going to get rid of the fat in our body, and we're going to keep our bodies really nutritionally sound. But guess what? When they take out the fat in all of those products, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's dairy, I don't care what it is, even crackers, any of that, they're putting junk in there. They're putting junk in. And not you, but we all are putting junk in our bodies. And that is why, and again, you guys, this is not any type of medical claim. This is me saying what I have learned over the years. That is why sometimes we feel so, I hate the word yucky, but yucky, because think about that, all the fat-free, I remember that craze, you know? If you look like in the shredded cheeses and the sliced cheeses and things like that, and you look at the fillers, you're putting junk in your body. You're putting anti-caking agents, all of that stuff. Slice your own cheese, grate your own cheese. That's where you're gonna get really what you need, the full fats. You know, all those creamers, the artificial creamers, you know, the flavored ones, loaded with sugars and bad chemicals. Those are things that you don't want to put in your body. You put that in your body, that is not protecting your body. And we want to build, I mean, I know that Yolanda wanted me to really talk about building your, you know, your immunity. You know, I can't say that for certain because again, I'm not a medical professional. I am just someone that believes wholeheartedly in the last 6 years and what I have found and the research that I've done and what it's done for my husband, myself, our kids, and so many others, to be able to protect our bodies in a good, safe way and not putting that junk. People say to me all the time, well, do you ever eat anything bad? Of course I do, I'm human, right? But I don't make a habit of it because guess what? You don't feel good afterwards. And I challenge each of you that if you are eating anything that is not necessarily the best choices, and you stop for a couple of days and look at the way you feel, you're gonna realize, wow, that really does bring me down. It could interfere with your sleep pattern because when your body has all that junk, your body just can't sleep, it can't rest. So it's just paying attention to your body's needs. It's giving your body good nutrition, that you're not getting in foods only, in foods. You need it in the supplement as well. I will tell you that. I can't even begin to tell you, I mean, every day we're so grateful that the fact that my husband, where would we be? Because he thought I was nuts when I brought this home to him. Where would we be? I hate to think about it, right? I don't like to think about it, but the reality is that I do, and how fortunate I am that I did take a chance on something that was so different and learning. But what it's done is it's created that opportunity for me to learn. I've learned that when my body is deficient in certain minerals, now you can't sit here every day and say, oh, I think my body's deficient in zinc, you know, or something like that. And I'm just throwing that one out because it's the first one that came to my brain. But I've learned that certain supplements, when I have those extra minerals, guess what? I don't have the cravings for ice cream and French fries every single day of my life. So it's creating that lifestyle that overall is giving you that better, healthy, vibrant, protecting your body. You guys, this is the only body we get. It's the only place we have to live, is in our own bodies. No one can control it, but if you can protect it, and God forbid you ever have the fight to fight, you have much more confidence. I know, Lauren, you're shaking your head. It's really pretty passionate. It's something that I think that the average person doesn't realize, and I was that average person. I didn't realize how important it could be, but it's because if you don't have the right tools for your body, right tools for your car, right tools to do your job, it's not going to work. You know, so I think it's really important to pay attention to that, to pay attention to what you're putting into your body. You know, the reality is, and again, being very optimistic, but the reality is I think that COVID-19 is going to be around for a while. And so let's start now. Let's start now by protecting our bodies, and so that we can protect ourselves, and if God forbid we have the fight, we can do it. Let's see what else I wanted to talk to you about. I don't even know what time it is, because I can talk for hours, but I just don't want to. Oh, you guys, another thing, seasoning. I know I'm all over the place, sorry, but just bear with me. The seasonings, you guys, look in your cabinet where you keep your seasonings. You will be blown away by the junk that is in some seasonings that you're putting in your body. That was one of the first things that Andy and I realized when I found this. I started going through like garlic salt. I know a lot of people don't use salt, but I was a garlic salt user because that's what my mom used, right? Garlic salt, the second ingredient was modified starch. Well, if I'm going to put starch in my body, I'm going to go eat a frickin' pizza. I'm not getting it from just garlic salt. I'm going to have something good, and that's going to I'm going to enjoy, right? That is the kind of stuff that you will realize if you start looking at that. I'm not saying you have to go to the grocery store and look at every single ingredient and everything you buy. I'm not that neurotic. I'm not like that. But it's taught me those things, that those littlest things that you all of a sudden will realize. Or if you are someone, and this is not about weight loss, but if you are someone that's looking to lose weight and you realize, like, why am I not losing weight? You know, you think you're eating pretty healthy and whatever, and it's like, why is it not coming up? It's those hidden things like that that could just throw your body completely off. And it was really, I get so excited about that, because it's like, I just can't even believe the things that we believe because it's on a commercial. It must be real, right? You know, it's not. You should see us. We don't watch a lot of TV, but when we do, and the commercials, and I was a pharmaceutical rep for a long time, so I did sell in that arena. But I'm blown away by the, and I don't mean to insult anyone, because I know some of you are in the medical profession, or I have spouses that are. I don't mean to insult anyone, because I have those in my family as well. But the medications are loaded with so much that it might do this, it might do that, it might do this, it might do that, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't take your medications, but don't be afraid to ask your doctors. Question your doctors. You're your own advocate. Question your doctors about what you're actually putting in your body, because sometimes those medications can do more harm than good. You might be better off with changing your lifestyle. I've had a lot of people, and again, I'm not making a medical claim, but we have so many people who are off a lot of their medications because now their body is more nutritionally sound. They've lost their weight, their body's nutritionally sound, it's getting good nutrition in it, and it doesn't they don't need their medications anymore. And again, I'm not saying go get off your medications by any means. I'm not saying that. Just saying, be your advocate and don't be afraid to ask your doctors, because they can't know about everything. They can't. And most doctors say don't even know about nutrition. And again, that's not an insult to doctors or nurses or nurse practitioners. It's not an insult at all. They can't know everything, right? So that's what our job is, to ask them questions. It's your body. Don't just say, okay, I'm going to take this, and then you go to the stores and you buy, Advil and Tylenol. Again, I know you need pain relief, you get it, but look at some of those ingredients, you guys, and start Googling them, and you'll see what I'm talking about, and you will be blown away by what you've been putting in your body. Let's see what else I wanted to talk to you about. Just bear with me for a second. I guess one of the things that I can back myself up a little bit, and that I missed out on talking about when I was the Ice Cream Social, where I found Omnitrition and how it changed my world. I worked there from 2010 till 2016. And so it was a little over 2 years that I was working there while I was taking these supplements and changing my lifestyle. Never got sick, never had a flu, never had a cold, never had my sinus infections. And I was prone to really bad colds and sinus infections in the winter, especially. And it was like one day I realized, like, wow, it wasn't like, I was all giddy about it, but I realized one day, wow, maybe there really is something to this, because even today, like, I'm still blown away by certain things. So it's not like I'm, like all about it and not realistic enough to know. But when you pay attention to those things, it really makes you realize how different you can treat your body and how much better your body will function for you. One day I'll never forget, I was realizing, like, I was 52 when I started this lifestyle change, and I'd come home from a long day of work, make dinner, whatever, change into my pajamas, get on the couch, watch TV, fall asleep. My husband will wake me up because it's time to go to sleep, right? How many of you guys do that? Well, I thought that was normal, okay, I'm in my 50s, whatever. It's, no, I don't do that anymore. I don't fall asleep until I take my supplements at night and I get into bed and I go to sleep. I don't have to feel like that. And it was like, one day I realized that, I'm like, wow, I don't fall asleep on the couch anymore, or even during the day, even with all of this now. I mean, I've been working at home now for the last 4 years, but I'm on the go constantly, but I don't take naps anymore. I don't need naps. I don't get tired during the day. That's because of good nutrition. Good nutrition makes all the difference in the world, and your body needs that to fight that fight, you guys. I'm still wearing my mask. I don't go out a lot. I go to the post office. I go to the grocery store because we're shopping for my mother-in-law, my mother, but wear a mask. I do take precautions. I'm not being like foolish and saying, oh, well, my body's so protected that I don't have to do that. Not at all. I don't want you guys to think that at all. But I also do have that level of confidence inside that I do feel protected. We only have one body. You guys need to protect it. Lauren is asking me to talk a little bit about my products. I don't know how comfortable anyone is with me talking about my products, because I know that's not what it's about. It's really more about me talking about how we can build our immunity and a more comfortable body. But if anyone wants to talk to me about our products, let me give you a little bit of background, though. I can do that. So Omnitrition is a 30-year-old health and nutrition company. We weren't founded about weight loss. I know that you see some of us walking around with our I lost this button, and that's how most of us found it. But we've been in business for 30 years. The owners actually were born and raised in Ohio. It's kind of cool. So a lot of passion there. I did have the opportunity to meet them last summer. They flew my husband and I out to Reno, Nevada to meet them because they had heard my husband's story and they really wanted to meet us. Again, it wasn't about that Omnitrition saved his life. It was that it certainly didn't hurt helping save his life. So, our products, this is something else you guys might not know, that supplements are not FDA approved. Okay. No supplement has to be FDA approved. They're not FDA regulated. They don't have to be. That's scary, right? Well, Omnitrition's products are manufactured in FDA-approved facilities with FDA-approved ingredients. So in other words, if we're running low on a stock of one of the supplements and ingredients come in to manufacture that and it's not right, they don't get manufactured. They'll be on back order, which doesn't happen, fortunately, very often at all. But so we do have, that as far as I'm concerned, top grade supplements. And again, it's not me here to sell you nutrition products. It's here for you to hear that, recognize, look at your ingredients and your products. I'm here to help you. You don't have to, I'm not here to sell you products. I'm here to help you decide. Maybe you do have something good on your shelf. I'm glad to share that with you. I have people all the time that will reach out to me to get a start on our weight loss program, but then they reach out and say, well, I'm taking this already. I'm like, send me the ingredients. Like, I don't want you to throw stuff away if you don't have to, right? So share with me what you have. Let me see, and if it's okay, I'm going to tell you to continue on it, and then you might want to switch over at some point, but so don't feel like you can't. Text me a picture, message me a picture, email me a picture of your ingredients. I'm happy to help you determine with what you're using if it is okay, and if it is, great, because there are other good supplements out there. I'm biased because of what it's done for us, but that doesn't mean that there's not other things out there. So, yep, go ahead, Gail.
Okay, so I have a question.
Hold on one sec, Gail. I'm going to stop the recording so that
thank you.
on there, and we're going to open it